And you know what I like about George's list is that not only are they low maintenance, they're also a bit unique. It'll look pretty impressive to have these plants out there. Good job,
Good, right?
You did your research.
I know enough to be dangerous.
You do. Hi, it's Steph, and I'm a gardener. And here on Hooked and Rooted, I've been working on my from-scratch landscape for almost 14 years.
And I'm our husband, George, and I am not a gardener, but I've been here from the start, and I've observed the garden over the years, and I know what plants are easy. So today I'm gonna give you a list of 8 plants that are easy and offer excellent color.
Yes, these are plants that if you are a homeowner who wants an impressive landscape with little to no work, this list is for you.
All right.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I have my list. All right, so we didn't discuss any of this prior. This is truly my list, and this is based on observing the garden over the years. I'm not a gardener, I'm just a person who helps with the upkeep and with projects and things like that.
Yep.
So on this list, my criteria was they're no fuss, easy, set it and forget it type shrubs or plants. They're unique or they provide color, because that's what I want. I don't want just plain green stuff. They need to either have texture or some kind of color. And the last thing is they stay relatively compact and they don't get out of hand. So that's my criteria for this list.
That's a really good criteria.
All right. So number 1 is the Firelight Tidbit. And the reason why I picked this is because number 1, it's compact. It's a hydrangea. I think it's by Proven Winners.
It is.
Yeah. And it goes through a bunch of color changes. So I think it starts off like a creamy white, and then pink, and then it fades to red.
It gets a bit red towards the fall. So let me give you some specs on the Firelight Tidbit. So they are hardy in USDA growing zones 3 through 9, which is a huge range and excellent for so many people's gardens. They stay relatively compact at a 10-year average garden size of 2 to 3 feet in height and 3 feet in width. I've had mine, this will be the 4th season, and they look excellent. Every time I show them in a garden tour, I always get questions about what they are. We highly recommend them. And now I can see that you like them as well. So that's excellent.
All right.
Yeah, and that's a full sun area.
Okay.
But very low maintenance.
All right. And these are also in no particular order. They're all great. All right. Okay, so number 2 is Butterball Hinoki Cypress. Just for the color, that pop of yellow, and it just stays so compact. It's just a nice looking little shrub.
That really is. So this is an evergreen shrub, which provides beautiful interest to the garden year round, and it's pretty compact. And the other great thing about it is it grows in a ball or sphere shape. So it has a really interesting shape.
Yep.
So it would be great to add to any bed, big or small.
I'm pretty sure you need full sun though for that bright yellow color.
So any shrub or evergreen that has a blue coloring or a golden coloring will have the best color in full sun. So let me give you the specs on this. This is actually an Islay conifer. The Butterball Hinoki Cypress gets to be 2 feet in height and 2 feet in width. And anytime that we give you sizes for shrubs or plants, that is a 10-year average garden size. They can grow bigger if they're really happy, or a little bit smaller if conditions aren't ideal. And this one is hardy from a zone 5 and up. I would say probably a 5 to 7 or 8. And it says that it's a sun to part shade plant. We have ours planted in morning sun, afternoon shade. It's done perfectly.
Yep.
That's a good one, George.
All right, number 3 is Hellebore in any variety. So I like these because the color in the spring of the blooms that it produces, and the blooms stick around for a while. It's not like a one-day bloom like daylilies. Like these Hellebore blooms, they're around for a few weeks. And the foliage, once the blooms drop, they're really sturdy. They're almost like a magnolia leaf, and it just provides a nice ground cover. So they look good all the time, and I like them. Yeah,
so I would say that's another excellent choice. So Hellebore, beautiful flowers, serve as a ground cover like you said.
Also, they're in the woodland area. Those things are really like just neglected. They're just under trees. They need a shady spot. That's one key thing with Hellebore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what else is great about the fact that they're out in that woodland area? The deer and rabbit don't touch them.
This is what I mean about these shrubs that are on my list. Like we literally don't have to do anything to these things.
They do, like you said, like a part shade location.
Yep.
They can deal with a little bit of sun in the winter when all of this deciduous trees above lose their foliage. It's great because they get that sun that they need to bloom. But then during the spring and summer, the hottest part of the year, they get that cover from up above and they like to be in a shadier spot. Woodland areas are perfect. They're so beautiful. You want to plant them in a place you can see them.
Yep.
But the other great thing is that they bloom super early. So they're a spring bloomer. Late winter, they will start budding up. In some areas, they might even bloom, and then they bloom by March for us.
Yep.
So that's a really great choice. Come in so many different colors. Really beautiful plant. Great
Yep.
perennial.
So I think we're up to number 4, and it's the Japanese painted fern. I have it next to the hellebore because Japanese painted ferns like shade. We have a few of them in the Japanese maple garden, and they get shaded by some of the maples, but those are very unique. I like them because the texture and the color.
They actually have a beautiful color variation on them, and I'm planning on adding a whole bunch more to the garden this season. But that is one that George always admires. The foliage provides so much interest. So this is a great example of a low maintenance plant because you're getting a lot of color and texture from the plant without having to deadhead flowers, right?
Yep.
So it's a great way to have a low maintenance garden through foliage. They are hardy, really hardy, zones 3 through 9, so a really large range, and they do best. They have the best color in pretty good shade, right? So part sun to shade, but I think with sun they tend to scorch a little bit. So I would certainly lean on the side of shade for this plant.
And I was talking to somebody at work, and they said, "Oh, I can't grow anything in my yard. I'm just all shade." Well, something like this.
Yes.
I actually mentioned this, and if that person picks up some of these, it will do great in shade.
It'll be a great one. Yeah, we're gonna definitely add more to our garden. It's a good one.
All right, the next one is the icebreaker Korean fir. And the reason why I like this one, it's very compact. I think we have a standard, or maybe that's just because it's fairly young. I think we've had it for like 3 years. But the tips look like they're almost dipped in icing. They have like this white tip. It's so unique. It hasn't grown much. So I know they stay compact because it looks pretty much the same size for a while now.
Yeah, and what George means by it's a standard, it means that it's growing and sort of what they call like a lollipop shape where they've pruned it up so that it has like a tree trunk with the canopy of the plant up above, right? And so ours is, about 3 years we've had it. And they are compact. Their 10-year garden size is 2 to 3 feet in height and in width. Ours is also an Islay conifer, so it has that kind of icy look, really beautiful, in blue undertones. So it's blue with icy coloring. It is hardy down to a zone 4, so super hardy. I would say that's another one that is probably a zone 4 through 7. As you start getting into zone 8 and above, that's hotter territory, and a lot of these conifers really prefer the cool temperatures.
Okay. I think I saw that it was like the conifer of the year.
Oh.
Do you have it up on the website?
Let me look it up. I have it up on the Islay website. Yep.
I think I saw something towards the end of the description that I think it was 2014.
Conifer of the year?
I think so.
Let's check it out. Yes, it was. So the Icebreaker's Korean fir was a colorful dwarf that won the distinction of American Conifer Society of the Year in 2014.
See?
Yeah. Good job.
Right?
You did your research.
I know enough to be dangerous.
You do. You do know enough to be dangerous. Good point.
All right. The next is Japanese maples. And we have about 30 Japanese maples now in our garden, from the traditional bloodgood to very unique ones. And under this particular category, I'm going to mention 3 maples that are all unique, and they're relatively easy to obtain. You can usually find them online if you do a Google search. There's multiple vendors online. But the first one is Autumn Moon. And the reason why I like Autumn Moon, number 1, is the color. So it goes from orange to yellow to pink, and the shape of the leaf. It has a full moon leaf, so it's very different than the traditional maple leaf. So Autumn Moon, really nice, and we've had it for about 5 years, and I think it's about 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's staying relatively compact. It's not getting too big.
No, yeah, they are medium-sized trees. This one, again, is one that you can obtain, like George said, either online or at a local nursery.
Yep.
Hardy in zones 5 through 7.
Okay. Next, I have Amber Ghost, and we've had Amber Ghost, I think, about 2 years now, and the color changes on this are amazing.
Spectacular.
Yeah, it goes from peach in the spring, then it has this light green with red tipped look to it, and then eventually it goes orange pink, and then in the fall it's like cherry red.
Yeah.
And it has, you can see verticulation in it, so it looks like it's part of the Ghost series. So it is
Amber Ghost.
Yeah, oh, right, Amber Ghost. Right, it's thus the name, right?
Yes.
But you can see all the veining in it. It's so cool. It's just a cool tree.
It is. I actually picked that one out, and I absolutely love it. That orange pink color that you call like a coral.
Yep.
so stunning. And we planted it in our newest patio bed, which we can actually see the top of the tree from our bedroom window. And just seeing all of those color changes throughout the year is just so beautiful, right? We love looking at that tree. That was a really good choice for the garden. I'm happy with that one. Let me look up the specs on the Amber Ghost. It is hardy in zones 5 through 9. Now, with all of these Japanese maples that we're going to talk about, the key thing with them is that they will do best. All of the color will be the best once they're in a location that they really like. So we'll get into that a little bit more. But what is your third?
The third one is Makawa Yatsubusa. And many people actually have these in pots, which is another key point we wanted to mention. When we do show our Japanese maple garden, many people ask about the zones, and if they're in a warmer climate, how can they grow a Japanese maple? And one recommendation would be try it out in a pot first. You can move the pot around your property and expose it to different light conditions. And if it's if it's really getting hot in the summer, you can move it into a shadier location.
That's right.
But the key is the pot has to be well draining, and make sure that you have good drainage at the bottom and put it on some plant feet so that there's a gap between the bottom of the pot and the floor so it can freely drain. Japanese maples do not want wet feet.
Yeah, in general, they're an excellent container plant.
And going back to the Makawa, the reason why I like it is in the spring, it has vibrant lime green foliage. It's very unique because it has like a stacked pattern in terms of how the leaves grow on the stems. And it stays compact. So I prune ours and it's about, I would say, 2 feet tall, really like a cute little tree. It's just,
really
tiny. And like I said, a lot of people do have those in pots. All right, up next is candy corn spirea. And I've liked this one for a very long time. And I like it because it's compact. Again, that's one of the main themes, and the color variations. So this shrub also goes through crazy changes in terms of color. I think in the spring it's bright red, then it goes yellow and lime green, just a bunch of different colors.
You missed the orange.
Oh, and orange. Yeah, it's like a little fireball at times. Like it just keeps changing color. It's so cool.
It is such a cool shrub.
And it hasn't gotten out of hand. Like it stays compact.
It's relatively compact, which was your criteria, so that's great. So from the Proven Winners website, it's a Proven Winners shrub. It's called the Double Play Candy Corn Spirea, and the website lists it as having a height of 18 inches to 2 feet and a spread of 18 inches to 2.5 feet. And it does go through really beautiful color changes. It will start leafing out really early as well. I want to say by March, it has pushed out some red foliage, and then it goes orange. And in June, it has these huge clusters of pink blooms that are just gorgeous, and the pollinators love them. And then it continues to have color changes throughout the season, ends up being yellow as we get closer to fall. And all of the new growth has multiple colors on each leaf. So the name candy corn really fits it with those multiple colors. And it is hardy, let's see what zones. Hardy in USDA growing zones 4 through 8, and the light conditions are part sun through sun. This is one that I do feel has better color with more sun. So if you're getting, if you put it in a part sun location, maybe a morning sun and afternoon shade, so you don't get too much crisping of the leaves, especially if you're at the warmer side of the growing zones.
All right, up next I have a new to us conifer. It's the Monty Blue Spruce. And the reason why I picked this is because this is the bluest conifer we have in our garden. It literally pops. The color is so unique, and it's a more compact variety of the blue spruce, which we had a Colorado blue spruce. It was a very beautiful spruce, but you could tell after a few years, it just kept growing and growing. It was really leaping. Like every year it was jumping like 1.5 feet. I was like, oh my God, this thing's getting out of hand. Unfortunately, we had to take it down.
We did.
Because it was just getting so big and it was up against the house. So with the Monty Blue Spruce, we went down next to our raised bed garden, and it's set in an area where even though it's more compact and it's not gonna grow as big, even if it does get fairly large, it's in a spot where it can get as big as it wants, and it's gonna be beautiful back there.
Yeah. That was a really good choice, George, because that blue color is just so striking in the garden. And I really missed our Colorado blue spruce. We did replace it with a really beautiful conifer that also has a hint of blue to it. That's going to look beautiful. The Engelmani bushes lace spruce, gorgeous. Has a weeping habit, but back to the Monty. So we added the Monty last fall. We actually planted it out. It's also an Isley introduction, and it's a fairly new one as of the last couple of years. It is a cross between a male Montgomery spruce and the female Hoopsii, which is a really popular variety of spruce as well. And so it has the best characteristics of each. It has a garden size in 10 years of 8 feet in height and 6 feet in width, and it is hardy down to a zone 2. So if you live in a super cold climate, what a beautiful conifer to add, right?
Yep.
The Monty blue spruce in full sun.
Full sun.
Yep, to get that really beautiful, vibrant blue.
So what do you think?
I think that was the solid list. George's list is great because he included a lot of plants that are not so common that they're not interesting. They're actually unique enough where even if you are a newer homeowner and you want to make your landscape look pretty, low effort, low maintenance, these are some really good selections, solid choices that you have there.
On a lot of these, the colors that they provide and the interest, it's amazing.
They're eye-catching, they're striking, definitely things you want
very
in the
impressive.
landscape.
So if somebody shows up to your garden, they see some of these, they're gonna be like, wow, what is that?
Yeah,
you know,
it's gonna certainly, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna look like you knew what you were doing. Yeah,
exactly.
And these are plants that George, anytime that we create a new area in the garden, what do you tell me, George?
I recommend the same plants over and over because I know they're gonna do well.
The butterball, Hinoki cypress, the icebreakers. George is the proponent of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He very much has that philosophy when it comes to the garden, which I mean, I agree with you to some degree. I'm more of a plant collector. I like to have different plants. George is, let's keep repeating what works. I mean, either one works. So there's not one way that's right or wrong. If you have any other recommendations that we didn't name in our list, go ahead and list them in the comments so that we can learn from each other. It's always great to find more plants that are low maintenance and that are attractive, right? And even myself, I've been a gardener for a really long time and I have a lot of beds around the garden. I'm always looking for new things to add that are low maintenance that won't add to my workload. So I certainly always appreciate that. Yeah. Good job, George. I really enjoyed your list.
Thanks. And thanks everyone for watching our videos. In the winter, it's a little bit difficult because we literally have 10 inches of snow outside. It's hard to get out there and do stuff. So always trying to come up with unique ideas to bring something of value and something different to the audience. So if you guys can give us a thumbs up, maybe hit the hype button, those little things help us.
They would really help us out. And if you think there's someone else that you know that might enjoy this video, please share it. And thank you so much for spending your time with us, and we'll catch you in the next one.